Afternoon, everyone. I am here to talk about a vision that that I had many years ago, that my father wants me to release at this time. And I guess basically the reason why he wants me to release it is because it has to do a lot with um, why my position with uh, the enemy, as I call it, is the way it is. Okay. Um, I feel that there's no strength there. I feel that we need to be able to um, build our strengths, clear our minds and our eyes, get close to God. But here's the vision. So it started out as me walking into this room, or I wasn't even paying attention to the room. What I was paying attention was this water that looked like it was standing. So it was just amazing to me that I'm looking at this water, and it was just the most beautifulest thing that I saw. So I'm walking into this room, and it was just everything was clear white, but I see a triangle in front of me, and it was water, and it was standing up. So I'm like, how is that possible? So I'm getting closer to it, right? And it's not that much of a distance, but it is at least, maybe I could say, about 10 feet from where I started. Now, when I first started to walk, I saw everything white and just this water in front of me. Um, okay, so I'm walking, but as I'm walking, it was like the room in itself things started happening in the room. Like, I don't know if I could say that, um, like things were being created at the same time as I'm walking straight in front of this water, and I'm just looking at the water. Everything was that water. It was just amazing, this water. So I'm right in front of the water, and it's calling out to me. I mean, the water it was, it was, it was living. It was, I wanted the, it was just, it was just moving waters. That's the best way I could say it, because I was going to say something else, but it's moving waters, and it's standing in front of me. So I'm just mind boggled how this water is not coming up on top of me. Like, how is it just standing there? And then I could feel the mist of the water. I could hear it moving. It was a deep, beautiful, like a turquoise, greenish. Well, it had different hues in different areas. It was water. It was just amazing what I was looking at. So then I look a little around me. This is when I noticed that things were being created. And when I look this way, I see green grass. I see green grass. And then all of a sudden, I hear something, and I turn my head. And when I turn my head, I see a dragon, literally a dragon. It was huge. It was like, oh, I'm not good with measurements, but I could say maybe 20 feet or maybe 30 feet tall. And I'm in this room with this water in front of me in the shape of a triangle with a dragon that was bright. Like, it had reddish, oranges, yellowish tones. Now I'm stunned that I'm seeing a dragon. That's the first thing. I was like, what in the world? And the reason why I say this is because I back now I can believe it a little bit more. But back then I was still very young in the sense that this vision took place a long time ago. So I see this dragon and I'm freaking out. I was like, what is this dragon gonna do? Now, this dragon took all my attention away from the water, right? Mind you, the water was just calling me in, like, come inside. Like, I just wanted to get in the water because it was so beautiful and just that image was so intense. But then now I'm faced with this dragon, but the dragon's not moving. He's not even paying attention to me. Okay. I was just freaking out because there's a dragon and I'm literally physically seeing a real, it looks so real to me. This is a vision. So all of a sudden, I see the dragon. Oh, I look up, and when I look up, something caught me. Sorry, I almost forgot. I heard something. It sounded like a little bird. I don't know what it was. I heard something to make me look up. So when I looked up, I'm really bugging out because I am in what looked like a pool. Now I really want to look at what's around me, right? So I see the water again. It's in this huge triangle. The triangle must have been at least 10 feet because it was bigger than me, right? So at least a good 4 or 5 feet above my head, right? It's a huge triangle that I could just walk into, believe me. Okay, it was huge. And then I see this huge dragon on that corner. And then I see beautiful green grass and it sounded like I could have been in like the wilderness. Like I could hear the waters, I could hear animals, right? So and then I look up and when I look up, I'm looking up like if I'm inside of a pool, looking up to see well like when you're inside of a pool and you could see the like the sun outside, but you know you're underwater, but I'm not in water, but any which way the sky was water. And I could see a bright light from there. So I'm like, what is this? That really bugged me out, but nothing had my attention like the dragon because the dragon I felt like I was in danger, right? So all of a sudden, the dragon moves. Oh, sorry to say, let me explain the dragon. The dragon had three heads. Three heads, okay? One of the heads was twisted, like going, how can I say? His head was twisted like it was hurt. And that piece of the that head of the dragon, he threw out. He tried to throw out a little bit of smoke, but it came out like puffs. Had no strength. Then the second head threw out a little more puff, but it just didn't have no fire to it, right? It was just a, a, a mere, a little bit of fire and then all smoke, right? But the second head threw out more smoke, just threw out like a little hint of fire. Then the third head, which is looking up. Now, mind you, the first head was looking down backwards. Okay. The second was kind of looking straight. The third one was looking up. And the third one was the one that had a little more strength. And he threw out fire, but not an intensive roaring fire like you see. Just and all of a sudden I was whisper. I mean, it was in the blink of an eye. It was like this. I heard something again and I looked up and when I looked up I was pulled up. Yes, that was my vision. There's a lot of interpretation I could say about the vision, but the what I think was happening to me when I had that vision was because at the time I was learning, this was back, this was so many years ago that I've been trying to think if I could pinpoint the year. This had to be somewhere from 2005 to like 2000 and, no, it could have been 2004. Right, from 2004 maybe to like 2006. The reason why it's important is because at the time, the reason why it's important for me to remember the time now is because at the time I was studying Egyptian philosophy, right? So the first thing I saw in my vision was that triangle, right? Which is one of their biggest symbols, right? Because of the pyramid. And it was this water, and the water looked like it was living. Remember, I told you it was standing and it was active, right? And then I had this dragon, right? And I wasn't supposed to learn that, right? Because we all know that as followers of Christ, that that's not what we're supposed to be following. But I also believe that um, God, because a lot of people that I see that are aware today have gone through some similar experiences where they study different things. But anyway, then of course we all know who the dragon is, right? Right. But what was more interesting to me was the way I was called up and what I saw. Because at that time, I was not aware of the firmament. That's number one. So for all you flat earthers out there, yeah, I definitely could relate to why you say that, right? Because if you look at it, we have waters above us. The firmament is there. So there's waters above us. I truly believe. I mean, I saw it. I saw it as plain as day. There was waters above us, and it pulled me up. And at that time, I had no idea what the firmament was. That's really interesting. To this day, I don't even speak about it too much because it was just amazing. I don't speak about this vision at all. I've told very few people, and I'm amazed that I'm posting it because it was so beautiful to me. At no time did I feel in danger, even though I was next to that dragon. The dragon was still. He couldn't touch me. For some reason, he couldn't move. Wherever he was at, it was like in a stationed place, just like the water. That's another thing. When you really look at the vision in itself, everything was stationed. Remember, I told you when I was walking in, it looked like everything was white. The only thing I saw was that triangle thing where the water was at. It was just, and then everything just started being created as I'm walking in, which was also interesting. But right, so those are the interpretations I got, right? And of course we nowadays, God knows how many years later, I think it was like 14, 15, whatever the case may be, we know that that was God pulling me away from those kind of teachings or whatever I was getting myself involved in. See, because God always takes care of his, and we know that. That's basically it. If you, I'm not trying to interpret anything because that's how I took it. Um, I think the reason why um, my father wanted me to post this is because, that is maybe that's giving my testimony of why I believe that people are like these power. Um, Again, the enemy doesn't have as much power as it everybody claims. And even though I'm attacked on a constant basis. Actually, right after this video, I'm going to post on, because I see a lot of people are being attacked right now, a lot of the anointed ones. I have to say that because another thing I don't agree with is there's a lot of people call chosen ones and anointed ones. There's a big difference. When you're anointed, you're anointed. I don't see anywhere in the Bible where it talks about the chosen ones. Actually, I see the enemies. That's how they call their children. So, and there is both sides. We have to acknowledge that. um I could be incorrect. I'm just putting out my experience. And if you guys want to have something to add, maybe there's a reason why he wanted me to post this. Maybe you guys have more information. Please put on the comments below. But yeah, let me leave this short because I don't want to take up too much of your time. And I just wanted to post this vision. Thank you so much for listening. If you did, and have a blessed day. May God walk with you. And did you talk to God today? If not, just talk to Him. All you have to do is say, your blessings, please God, listen to my words. Just talk to Him. He's always there to listen. All right. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and glory be to my Father. Walk with God. Bendición.